Time for another audio. Never fear, my fellow superheroes out there in the virtual world. I'm a white hat living in a black world. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Others are just getting a clue, or they think they're getting a clue. Oh, he thinks he invented the motor. He thinks he invented something. He must be crazy. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Oh, we can't have a virus of logical reasoning infecting the people. Oh, I meant minions. Oh, I remember what it was. I wanted to bring up a true story. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and give a specific location because I don't remember the names. All right, so there was a kid living with his sister in a rental house that's across the street from where I used to live, and uh, the first house. So this would be on the north side of the street where I used to live, and it was like the very first house actually on that street, on the north side of that street, coming from the west. Yeah, so coming from the west, you turn east. Okay, so now you're on that street where I used to live. The first house on the left. This was about, oh, jeez, 4 or 5 years ago. Um, just thinking about this wall at Walmart. You see all these missing, these like in the milk cartons. All these missing women and children, and you got to think, wow, did they just get abducted by UFOs, or they just vanished through a time portal, or maybe some serial killers running loose out there. That's a scary thought. I mean, it's like people just block that out, and that's just a runaway. They just, or they're just running from the law or something. Well, this could be some freaking Jeffrey Dahmer types running loose, and you wouldn't even know it. That's a scary thought. Nobody wants to. I try to talk like, I kind of mentioned my brother, like, man, what if there's like really way more of this going on than the news even talks about? So, anyhow, this young man really was sort of pretending to be more retarded than he was. Like he was doing some sneakiness, but acting all sweet and innocent and just kind of, I can't really talk right, so I don't have to go to school anymore. And he's got a check. He's getting a check, right, from the government. So, but he seemed nice enough. Again, he put on a good show of being a nice guy. I mean, never saw him actually strike anybody or fight back. He people insult him and laugh at him, and he'd just blow it off. But then he'd turn around and show like flashes of talent, like wrote his own rap song or something. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember any of those kind of details. Uh, so he has a party at his house one time. I guess big sister's away, and I went over briefly, just to see what was going on. Maybe I can get a free drink. You know, maybe there'll be somebody there going to burn one. Never turned down any kind of strange cigars and devil's lettuce that gets passed to me. So, but I mean, I wouldn't be buying devil's lettuce. I wouldn't be selling devil's lettuce either. But if someone's there, got it, I'll smoke one. So I go over there to just check out what's going on. So, he wants to show me his collection of something. All right, I got a really cool knife collection. He wants to show me his, young men, they want to put on this macho bravado or whatever, and show, hey, I'm a big tough hunter type or something. So he takes me back to his room. I'm thinking this is all, hey, let's go back there to smoke because I don't want my sister to know I got weed in the house. This is what I'm thinking. So, anyhow, I follow him back to his bedroom, and I immediately became very uncomfortable because this guy had a collection of pocket knives, and he had them all up in this nice little display, and everyone was different, and every one of them had like what appeared to be blood stains on there. And I thought, oh, it's just like some kind of scary display. He's trying to intimidate his big sister, or he's just trying to make himself look like he's some kind of bad dude or something, trying to show off for the ladies. I know a lot of ladies just like the bad guys, motorcycle gang type. They don't want some straight and arrow, good Christian type of guy that follows orders well. They want the bad boy. So, but then the more I thought about it, I said, oh, I was like, this something ain't right about this dude. Okay, first of all, he's not as retarded. Like he could learn basic. I mean, he's got mastery of the English language. He could learn basic math and other skills. And so, how's he getting a check from the government? Like that's a trick I'd like to pull off. Just get a free check for doing nothing. Learn to play the guitar on the MTV. Money for nothing and your chicks for free, huh? So, it was a Dire Straits song. Anyhow, so this guy, I do not remember his name. Do have no clue where he might be now, or anybody else. I haven't really none. I cannot think of a single neighbor now who might know who I'm talking about. So really, no point even bringing this up, except for the fact that I looked at these pocket knives he had hanging on the wall, and they really look like real blood. And I thought, oh, well, it's just, some kind of deer hunter thing, some kind of initiation or something, or maybe his dad made him kill hogs or something. It's just hog's blood or something. I don't know. Without some kind of a DNA test, how would you know? Test those actual knives for DNA and see if it's human blood. See if it matches a missing person's case. I don't know. Maybe I should have. Again, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, more. Yeah, this was about 4 years ago, I think. And I don't remember the kid's name. Maybe it'll come to me. I'm not good with names unless it's a business deal and I need to remember who the boss is. Is it the man or is it the wife? Who's really pulling the strings here? And I'm going to suck up to that person. Remember their name and remember the kid's name and everything next time I see them on the job. But with strangers and just, some idiot kid across the street, I'm not going to pay attention to those kind of details. So anyhow, that was where he lived about 4 years ago, across the street from where I used to live. And he had a collection of pocket knives that looked like he may have actually, been doing some kind of weird blood ceremony, or possibly, what if this was some kind of a serial killer that, oh well, time to move to, oh yeah, got kicked out of school, but he's mentally, he gets off on a technicality there because he's mentally unstable or whatever. Yeah, Yeah, I would agree. If he turns out to be an actual serial killer, pretty mentally unstable. I mean, uh, you know, I mean, we all have those moments of road rage where we're just like, oh, I just want to fucking chop that motherfucker in the throat or something, or I pinch his little head off. But we contain this. We know this is not socially acceptable, and violence is never acceptable, except life or death, or defense of the defenseless. But some people might not have that switch, or some people might not really have any concept of empathy, period, and therefore might you know look at the profile of serial killers like this Jeffrey Dahmer guy. Oh yeah, so well, okay, it was just small animals that he was killing. It wasn't. I got to think about this much later on. I mean, so then the other night I'm sitting there thinking, man, I really was. I could have been in really some serious danger and didn't even know it. I mean, because I just blew him off as just this dumb kid. He's no threat to me. I mean, I got a few self defense skills. Kind of funny last name I had to learn how to fight and defend myself because I was bullied so much in school when I was a kid. So I'm really not afraid of any man that's unless he's got a firearm. That's what scares me is I see somebody walking around with a giant gun. I'm gonna quietly exit the area. But just some kid with pocket knives is like lamb's blood on there or something maybe. He's just trying to intimidate his sister. He's just trying to look like he's some kind of big time gangster. He's just some idiot kid that can't even pass third grade. So anyhow, yeah, if you see something, say something. Well, I didn't see any kind of useful technology or something that's being suppressed, but I may have seen a serial killer in the making, or a serial killer that's already come up with a pretty good system of hiding the bodies. I don't know. I just figured it was worth mentioning, making a video really just about this one particular sort of memory that I have, this very unusual, deep, long term memory. Uh, Sort of like the Mary Lou Henner, except I don't journal every little thing. I don't have dates and times, and I don't have all the names and dates and those kind of literal things. I just have the images in my mind, and so some details with the images, uh, events that occurred, but specifically when it happened. Like I remember seeing the shuttle blow up. All the kids in school, every classroom had a TV set. The first teacher in space, the first civilian going to space, boom, shot down. Oh no, it was O-ring. Was it faulty O-ring? It looked suspicious to me. I mean, that was my first reaction because I remember how they'd sort of announced, "Oh, we found life on Mars." Oh no, we'll take it back. We're gonna open up the doors to heaven and send civilians up there. Oh no, take it back. It's not safe for civilian traffic yet. Like I said, I don't remember the kid's name. Sort of had like sandy blondish hair, not terribly tall, about average height, between 5'6" and 5'11". Sort of slender, not terribly bad looking. Talks with a lisp. about this kid. But um, yeah, if I was like some kind of a cold case investigator on some sort of a homicide thing, and that guy was in the area, that's one I'd have been looking for. But I mean, that's not my line of work. I'm not. I'm not a policeman, and I'm not. That's not my job, and I'm not put here to spy on my neighbor. And if we see something, say something. This shit's on the AM radio all the time. All your problems are those dirty Mexicans, and the black man wants to steal your white women. What are you gonna do about it, America? Bleh. Fuck you, fat bastard. Glad you're dead in hell now. He knows. He knows who he is. If he hears this, I'm just an actor out on loan from your God. Thanks for listening.